welcome back to Convotime. This is a show where we talk about everything and anything that has to do with young adults. We're all sitting here. This is Chi-Chi. Everybody knows Chi-Chi. Me, Loretta. We've got Aya, my girl. I love the purple lips today.
Thanks.
That is
just
gorgeous.
mixing it up, you know.
That is gorgeous.
Thank you.
How you doing, Toby?
Hey,
Are we happy today?
You look like Barney, by the way. I'm good.
Toby, you never actually just do me right, like I swear.
That came out wrong. I think just keep going.
It's your dirty mind.
Okay.
Tell him.
What's Barney got to do with dirty man?
Okay, wait.
No, that's
It's what he said.
I think let's talk about what
Yeah, okay. So today we're
Y'all are confusing me right now.
Don't mind Toby.
What I was thinking we talk about has nothing to do with Barney. I went to the doctor's the other day. I'm perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong. Just a usual checkup. And somebody when I went to the counter to get a prescription just for myself, I saw somebody getting a re-prescription for morphine.
What's that?
Morphine, it's a drug.
I don't do biology.
Like
Why are you looking at me like that?
hardcore painkillers.
What kind
It's
of drug
like
is
they're hardcore pink. Our pharmaceutical. I can't say that word properly. Our pharmaceutical.
and give us a breakdown.
Yeah, break down
PowerPoint
what
presentation.
I already broke it down. It's hardcore painkillers.
It's a hardcore painkiller.
How does it work in the biology of the body?
This guy was getting a re-prescription of morphine, and I just wondered. I don't like being stereotypical with people, but he didn't look fine.
What do you mean by that?
He looked high. And I was thinking, this is what is making him high. It's a re-prescription for morphine, which I don't think is normal. Like, you wouldn't just randomly go into a GP and they prescribe you morphine just because you're not feeling well or something like that. There has to be something. There must have been something really wrong. I don't know what it is, but this guy didn't look right to me.
Did he look like a junkie or anything? Or
I don't like using that term really. Like
Okay.
somebody looks like a junkie.
No, druggy.
No,
I
but okay, that's
He did. If we had to say it, he
He
did.
look homeless.
He did
Toby,
look
no,
homeless.
that is not necessarily.
But he did
connected.
look like a junkie, and it just got me thinking: what causes people to use drugs? Let's even go away from his morphine medication, because it could have been completely, like you rightly said, he could have been on something completely different. But it just got me thinking about drugs and the use and abuse of drugs in general, and also it got me thinking about alcohol, because most of the people that I know that would probably be using drugs will be drinking alcohol.
Okay.
So what causes these people to start using drugs and abuse the use of drugs?
Well, I feel like alcohol and drugs are in like different social categories.
Okay, explain.
Why are you laughing, Toby?
Psychologists always have to make something consistent.
No, but you know, like
She's making a point.
Yeah,
I like to
like,
listen to you. Explain.
so like we can all be chilling here and having a glass of wine, and that's social, and it's alcohol, right? But then if we're all like here shooting up cocaine or heroin or rolling a joint, it would be seen as
It is social also.
Yeah, it can be.
okay. Like let's say not even weed, but any other drug, because I know weed can be very social for people, but other drugs like heroin or cocaine or something, I know they're very hardcore, but like they wouldn't be seen as just a social thing. It would be like these people are doing hard drugs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean by like breaking it up. I think that alcohol can be quite a social, and it is a drug because it is literally a drug.
We're talking about the addiction of like the abuse of it, of misusing alcohol. Like when you're abusing alcohol intake, it's not social anymore. You're an alcoholic.
Well, like some people would take alcohol just to give them that confidence boost, and some people feel like if they don't drink, they can't do certain things. Probably that's why people get addicted to drinking or drink so much or get drunk.
Okay. I wonder why. What is it about alcohol that makes them feel like they need it to ginger them?
Yes.
You really answer the
Can't do it
question.
without alcohol.
Gin.
Gin and tonic.
That your body hot. You drink it to be sorry.
So yeah, I heard you.
The only proof I have that alcohol definitely just ginger people is Red Bull. Because you know Red
It's
Bull,
not alcohol.
you have to go over 18 to buy Red Bull.
Really?
And that's why I knew when I used to see the advert, Red Bull gives you wings.
Goodness me.
That's the
Oh,
first
good
hint.
Lord.
The alcohol is ginger people. Because if Red Bull can give you wing, and
Alcohol can give you wings.
less than 1%, what was the round? They don't ever give you. Well, like, jokes apart though, but people get addicted to it. For me, I feel like the addiction comes when you kind of depend on something. The moment you become dependent on something, you become addicted to it. Alcohol should be for adults. Drugs on the other side, I don't think, like morphine now. I'm not really into drugs. So I wouldn't.
Not really into drugs.
I wouldn't know what, like, you know, like how drug people kind of do it. Like, you know, where people are trying to legalize weed and stuff like that. I don't really think it's a good idea because we're suffering with people who have alcoholic problems as it is, and they're meant to be adults before they get it. So you get what I'm saying?
I actually want to know how, because drugs are meant to be illegal. Well, certain drugs, morphine, no, but they're illegal.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that people are getting it? How easy is it to get drugs?
Well, Toby can answer this question.
That was really good. Let's try again. That was good. Oh, come back.
So Toby, where can we get drugs?
That was a comeback for because I felt I linked with Bunny.
I have to get my own.
Yeah, that didn't work at all. I wouldn't be able to answer that. But what I do think is we should ask our chemist people. Because they're the ones that always...
I don't sell it. I don't know.
Well, you would know how it's made.
But how it's made is different from how it's sold to people.
Can you make crack?
No, I don't know how to make crack.
Well, would you
I'm pretty sure she'd be very rich right now if she knew how to make crack.
Well, I'm not sure. Do you have that heart? Can you handle that?
But it has to do with chemistry and physics because it's very, very...
Yeah, but I don't know how to make crack.
Okay, you guys never touched it.
I'm pretty sure they don't like have a class on like crack 101.
Although
She's gonna
we did
confess
an
that.
experiment
She's gonna
where we
confess.
extracted caffeine from tea bags. Well, that's not crack though.
We all know caffeine is
But people get addicted to caffeine though.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's why Red Bull was made, like, you can't buy Red Bull unless you're over 18 because it is very addictive.
Yeah.
There's a high, like significantly high level of caffeine in that.
I think there was a time a girl
Yeah,
drank a couple of few cans of Red Bull and she passed away and she was underage. That was what brought the whole...
I actually watched a video on YouTube of this guy that drank 28 cans of Red Bull and you could see his heart pumping, like his heart was...
I mean, like, you have to be an incredible level of stupid to do something like
28 cans of Red Bull.
Why?
He just wanted to
for an
see...
exam.
Apparently, his reason was he wanted to see because they were like, oh, Red Bull is...
lavish behavior, that's
He
what
just
that
wanted
is.
to see what Red Bull would do to him.
A round of applause for him. At least he recorded the video, so he would have helped his parents. He recorded how you would die.
Like, genuinely, that's
That
just
was
ridiculous.
IQ 0.
Probably
Okay.
wants to get in the Guinness World Records.
Guinness Book of Records of being stupid.
But you guys have any friend that's like a druggie or that kind of
I've
stuff?
never met anyone who's a druggie.
You've never met someone who's like... Because I've met a lot of people who are in the corporate world. I'm talking about guys who work a 9 to 5 and they actually use coke.
Okay, hold on to that thought. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back and Toby's going to tell us of his coke people. See you soon.
So that's you.
Welcome back. Before the break, Toby was about to tell us about his coke people.
No, it's not like that.
Tell us about
How is it like, Toby?
the Fanta people
Not
then.
my coke people, yeah. They don't like Fanta with ice.
7 Up.
I don't do 7-Up. It's just like growing up and mingling with people. You get to meet people who are actually in professional jobs. They look like everything is well. They're like growing their career and all that, but they actually do take drugs. Something that's very common in like 9 to 5 jobs. So for me, I feel like drugs is just part of the culture. There are people who took drugs when they were young and they're not on it. I don't know if they're not on it now, but I feel like they did it because they were young. Because you know the way some people just do things because everyone's doing it.
But again, it just goes back to these are young people. How are they getting it? How is it? How easy is it for them to get it? And where are they getting it from? Because this is supposed to be illegal in most countries, I believe. Like I know, was it you that was telling me something about Portugal?
Yeah, I was saying, I don't know how like relevant it is still today, but I remember watching a TED Talk and I think it was like in 2012 or something that it was done. And the guy was basically looking at like the effects of drugs and like why people like get into it and things like that. And one of the things he said was that and they were looking at Portugal at the time, and they're saying that a lot of the time they found that the people got into drugs mostly because of loneliness. And then so what Portugal did, instead of like criminalizing drugs and things like that and putting people in jail, because it takes up a lot of money in an economy when they're putting people in jail, and like for things like drugs, and it's illegal obviously, so they wanted to decriminalize it, and they made all drugs legal right across the board. Right across the board.
That must have been fun.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, so it took away the whole like forbidden fruit aspect of it, so you know, it's not like I'm a bad man, so it's like the thing is there for everybody, you know, that kind of a way. So
that
it
was
takes
the best of business for drug dealers.
exactly. And so the money then actually goes back excuse me, the money actually goes back to the economy, because you know,
So the government is selling drugs to people.
Basically, and so the government is making money.
That's so interesting.
But apart from, excuse me,
Bless you.
thank you.
You didn't actually sneeze.
I'll take it. It's the peanut.
The peanuts, they're dangerous.
It's drugs. Don't blame the peanuts. It's drugs. The peanuts is internet.
Excuse me, but apart from that, people they put the money that would have gone into like putting people in jail and things like that, and funding the legal justice part of putting people away, whatever. They put that money back into kind of creating schemes with businesses, to like subsidize paying for people who would have been on like criminal charges and people who would have been addicted and are trying to get off. And obviously they'd have to go through it like a strict like regime of like, are you doing the job well, and things like that. But then if you're a business owner and you're willing to take on somebody that used to be addicted to some drugs, whatever it may be, the government would like subsidize their pay for you, but obviously you're getting work out of it, the government is getting taxes out of it, these people are getting to rebuild their lives from it. So like overall, like it seems to have worked out for the country well. And as far as I know, and don't quote me, I'm not 100% sure, I think that's the scheme that they still have, and the rate of using these drugs actually dropped in the country as well.
Do these people know what drugs potentially does to their body in the short term and long term, and they still use it?
You only live once. They only live once.
Well, you can determine the length of your life without using drugs, like.
They live for today.
Sometimes drugs cause brain damage if it's abused, and it can cause liver failure, it can cause vomiting, it can cause
vomiting doesn't sound that dangerous. I'm
Do
sorry.
you actually vomit?
It actually,
and that was just, I don't know.
vomiting is actually dangerous when you, like, I know this is not, it's off topic, but just to press on how vomiting can be dangerous. People that are bulimic, when they vomit over and over, they're damaging, because it's acidic, you're damaging your esophagus.
Oof.
And your teeth.
And your teeth. So it's actually acid being regurgitated, so you're damaging your entire your digestive system and the whole thing. It's going when you constantly vomit. So if that's happening, you are still killing yourself. Just to touch on
One
that.
of the most
Yes.
dangerous acids in the world. We got you, Toby.
Yeah, you
Educated.
I think the hardest drug I've tried is weed.
Right.
And the reason why I really wanted to try it was because I really wanted to know why people felt like weed made them like get some spiritual.
sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you feel when you tried weed? Educate us, enlighten us.
Yeah.
It's, your lungs is just suffering.
Your what?
Your lungs is just suffering.
Right.
You don't get anything. It's all in the brain. Even before they take one puff, they get high, thinking that they're high. For me, it's just a myth.
Some people actually use it to cook because of that smoking aspect where it affects your lungs. So maybe instead of smoking it, they use it to cook. They eat it like.
It still doesn't
weed,
do anything.
weed can be medicated as well.
Yeah, it can
like
be.
for things, I think things such as like when you're dealing with chemo and things like that, like it just helps to ease the symptoms
But doesn't,
and side effects.
okay, maybe it's not weed then, because I know there are drugs that actually cause cancer.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume that weed would be one of
Okay,
them.
like
Weed
sleeping it
does
would
cause cancer.
rot your
So-
nose.
It does. That's what people. Because you see, most times, most people who smoke weed mix it with tobacco.
Okay,
Yeah. So
Right.
when you're still inhaling smoke,
but I feel like it's not a factual statement to say weed causes cancer. Do you understand what I mean?
smoking causes cancer.
Yeah, but some
Yeah.
people don't smoke it.
The percentage of people who don't smoke weed, right, are just people who are looking for an excuse because they're addicted to it. So they'll be like, I don't smoke it, I make brownies. Why do you have to get high? What does it do to you? how does getting high help the body itself?
Exactly.
Well, it helps people.
Like,
do
don't forget the
whatever
fact that
it
don't
is.
forget what we're talking about, because you're thinking of it in the sense of, okay, it's being given to people who are on chemo.
Yeah.
That's it being. It's the same story of the morphine. That's it being prescribed, right? We're talking about abusing it.
Mm-hmm.
So the misuse of that weed. So even if it's prescribed to you and you're on chemo, and then you decide, oh, I'm going to go the extra mile, and your excuse is, it's making me feel better, so you constantly use more than it's been prescribed to you, that is you abusing it. So aside from, we can't say whether weed causes cancer or not, but there are drugs that do cause cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not right for you to say, okay, because weed is being prescribed to me, for example, it's making me feel better, I'll use a little more than, no matter what drug it is that you've been prescribed, you can't, there's a reason why it's being prescribed for that, in that manner. Let's say, for example, take 2 twice a day, and then you decide, no, I'm going to take 4 times a day, because it makes me feel better. Do you get what I mean? If you're being prescribed morphine, and you're supposed to take morphine once a day, or once a week, or whatever it is, I don't know how high people can get on morphine, or what it does, but you can't then say, oh, because it's making me feel better because I took it once a day, let's see how much better I can get if I take it 3 times a day. When you haven't been prescribed it in that way, that's you misusing it. And you're abusing your prescription. So it's no longer then a prescription, it is a drug. It is you on drugs. That's how I see it.
I think I'll go with that, by the way. You know, because drug dealers don't give you prescription.
They don't say, okay, by the way, this is how you're supposed to take it.
2 puffs before your breakfast and after the meal. I feel like if you're on drugs, you're on drugs. There's no excuse. Don't be like, I need it. Because I would lie, when I was smoking weed, I used to say because I had epilepsy, which was a lie. Because I googled it.
Who are you telling this to?
Because I googled it and.
But who are you telling? Like, are you like?
Oh, why do you smoke? Because people actually, if you have epilepsy and you smoke weed, apparently, because people come up with facts, you see, and once there's this thing I hate. Once you can Google something, someone thinks they're right.
As far as people are concerned, Google,
but it's only just that wrote the answer. It's true. It's someone who came up with it. So for me, I always feel like if you're addicted to something, you're always gonna find an excuse.
I agree.
You're always gonna be like, oh yeah, it does this. Even drugs, I don't believe in drugs. I hate to say that you're a chemist, I'm sorry, but I don't believe in drugs because I feel like
medication?
Medication and all. I don't believe in it. I feel like the human body itself, if we're actually meant to go to natural from day one, you can actually there's this thing, immune systems. Apparently that's why kids can't have Capol to a certain age, isn't it? Yeah. Because, your immune system would fight it. But as human beings, we always... I know people... You know what's weird? Like, I'll go back to actually talk about a bit about Nigeria. There are doctors who tell people that, oh, you're okay. They'll be like, no, doctor, I'm sick. But the moment the doctor actually puts water in injection and inject them, they automatically believe that, I'm here.
placebo.
And the doctor just be like, you just paid me to give you water.
Placebo effect, right.
You see what I'm saying? So,
but
to me...
then, Toby, there are some things that require medication. Like, if there was no need for it, it would not have been created. Like,
can I just ask, just the fact that you said there's some things that require medication. There was a time when there was no such thing as medication.
We used to use Ibile.
It was natural things.
Yeah.
Natural.
So, do you not think it's just over time, just to create an industry, medication was then seen as needed?
Well, some medication are made naturally with natural products as well.
Yeah, that's when they showed us the bad ones. And they've lied to us. They don't start selling us aloe vera.
But yeah, I do think some things are done for the sake of the industry, but that's like with anything in life, any business, any industry, things will be like exaggerated for the sake of making more income because it is a business, like essentially. But the fact that it does take away the fact that some medication are necessary and they save lives.
People who are abusing or who are druggies or alcoholics, how can they be helped? Like we've talked about what Portugal has done, or what they did to rectify that problem in their society, in that country. In other countries, or even just in a social setting, if people know people going through this issue or these kind of situations, how can they be helped? Because I know saying go cold turkey is not always the answer. It's not always fit. It's not always going to help. It's not always the answer. I'm not even going to laugh at that.
They didn't expect that.
That was not expected.
Yeah, but jokes apart though, I believe heaven helps those who help themselves.
True.
That doesn't show Jesus before that. That has nothing to do with this. But if someone genuinely needs help, you would know because they would try to start helping themselves before you assist them. Now, I do not encourage helping people who don't want help.
Why is that?
Because there's no point. I just feel like it's a waste of time, money, and it's a circle. It's just a circle. It's a continuous circle. I hate to say this. I would say someone in my mom's family probably might be addicted to drugs. But I feel like it has always been like that from when I was young. It's the way he is now. Nothing changed. They prayed for him, took him to the church, fasted, took him to rehab. Same thing. He doesn't want the help. If he wants the help, man, you know when you hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Before someone gives you a hand up, you're trying to pick yourself up. But the people out there who don't want help, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, try to get it. That's why I do not encourage the government trying to help them by giving them morphine and stuff like that. It's not working. I would say go turkey, but let's see. I would rather see someone actually not want the morphine and then try to explain to him that the morphine is going to help. But I would like to see him want to get off the morphine.
But Toby, this has literal effects on their physiology. For a lot of the drugs, they can't go cold turkey because they will die. And for a lot of other
they
things,
shouldn't have taken it in the first place.
Of course, they shouldn't have taken it, but they did, and the government had to help them.
Yeah, that's why I feel like if you pay the price for whatever you buy.
But Toby, we can't be doing eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. It doesn't work like that.
Sometimes, and I hate to say this, but for me, that's just my opinion, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you don't want help, I don't see why I should help you.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
How do you feel about it?
That makes sense. In that for someone to get help, they need to show that they want the help. But at the same time, does the person have family members or people around them that can actually offer to help them, or know that they are in this situation where they need help, to be able to say, or talk to them in that aspect and say, oh, you're doing this is not right for you, you need help kind of way. So they're offering them help. You know,
I kind of feel like if you've noticed that something is wrong with someone, we've kind of said the reasons why people would probably go on drugs. You feel lonely, or if you know if you find out what is the reason that they're on this. If you know they're on it, find out the reason they're on it. If there's a way you can change that situation for them. So if you're a family member and you find out that your brother's feeling lonely all the time or something, and that's why he's on drugs, maybe help him not feel lonely, and that might in turn help him get off it, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. Definitely.
So in that way you're kind of helping them, but you're not spending money on helping them or anything like that.
Or you're not forcing
anything on them, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I do feel like you can help somebody without actually helping them, if that makes sense. If you do know anybody that's going through this kind of situation who is addicted to drugs or addicted to alcohol, you can help this person. In as much as you can't force them to go off it, there's something you can do. Sit them down, have a little chat with them, find out why they're on this. Why are they doing this to themselves? We've covered all the effects and what it could possibly be doing to them. You don't want to watch this person go through all of this without you thinking you can't help, with you thinking you can't help them. If you have anything to say at all about the topic we've discussed today, or you have anything else that's on your mind, please do tweet us at Convo_time, and we've also got our Facebook and our Instagram. It's all rolling at the bottom.